Welcome to a new week. Hopefully, the storms that have hit southeast Metro Detroit have not affected you all over. From Ann Arbor to Romeo, looks like it was a stormy afternoon. I was here in the Sterling Heights office. It got real dark. My goodness, but hope everyone's okay. Here we are. We're kicking off a new week. It is Monday, May 18th, 7:06 p.m. in the evening. We are live, taking your comments, talking Detroit Lions. Lots to get into. Obviously, OTAs are now 1 week away. Next week, we'll have a chance to be able to go out to Allen Park and check out the Detroit Lions. It'll be a fun day. That day next week will be very interesting as well. So it's a fun time. It's a new time now. You know, the interesting part now is that Crunch Time Sports is now in the morning. So we'll see how long we go, ease into the nighttime routine. But I like the 7 o'clock hour. Obviously, it's a good time for me. And as long as you guys are interested, discussing, we'll talk about a couple things today. First thing I'm interested in, obviously, is the discussion between the Lions and the Pistons, because it's really interesting. Trajan Langdon and Brad Holmes are eerily similar in that both had a chance to make some moves to improve the team, and both took a little bit more of a cautious approach. So that lends to, after a disappointing exit, thank you guys. It was fun to vent yesterday. Got the 50 likes I was looking for. It was very much cathartic to be able to vent after a devastating Pistons loss. And I think the community felt the same way, that, man, that sucked. And JB Bickerstaff's reaction was corny in that, yeah, you're going to have some disappointment when you don't meet your expectations. And when you go in front of the home crowd and get your tail kicked in, that's not going to lend to anybody being positive. And as Rich Baldwin so eloquently put, kick off the week, hey, Doc, thanks for ripping the Pistons a new 8. That's right, a new a-hole. Yeah, nobody was happy after yesterday, so myself included. So it lends to the discussion of, okay, which team has the brighter future? Both have potential for great success this year, but I'm wondering your guys' sense, and we'll break it down. And also, the blessing of now having more wiggle room to talk, I can talk about life events and time into sports. I was fascinated at this whole AP Watch, AP Swatch collaboration. And part of me was like, well, would I go out to Somerset and stand there hour upon hour at 6 a.m. for an item that you could quickly flip for maybe 3-4 times the money? I was like, man, I first heard the story when I saw people standing out in New York. But then to see all the people stampeding at Somerset, and then they canceled the event, I'm like, that's a genius gimmick to drive up the demand. But what's crazy is the markup. You almost have to try to get one. If you buy something for $300-$400 and you can flip it for $1,500, there's going to be a large chunk of people. But I'll tie that into, is there anything in Detroit sports or a person that you would wait in line 3+ hours for? A signing, a person? Is it McGonigal? Is somebody in Detroit sports? Is there anybody you would camp out to meet? We'll talk about that as well. And then some topics that we ran by today. You guys asked for it, so I assigned Christian a couple stories. Obviously, you guys want to know about the defensive ends. We have a concern about Derrick Moore on film. It's not terrible, but it's just something that he's got to get better at. His overall pass rush development, his run defense. When you turn on the tape, there are areas to improve in Derrick Moore's game. So we'll talk about it. The Lions are a betting favorite to win the NFC North. Which team in the North scares you the most? Packers, Bears, Vikings. So those are things we'll get into. But let's start with the topic of the day. Chat, who do you trust more? You look at the Lions. They're a football team that has a core group of young players that most people like and respect. Jahmyr Gibbs, Amon-Ra, J-Mo. Now Isaac Tesla and Sam Laporta and Isaiah Pacheco in the mix. There are a lot of redeeming qualities on that offense. A revamped offensive line. You can say, okay, 9-8 was a down year, but you still have Jared Goff. You still have Dan Campbell leading the way with that offense. You still have the pieces in place to succeed. The biggest question mark for everybody on the Lions is the defense. You get a fourth-place schedule. You did add a lot of role players in free agency, but you drafted arguably quite well. But again, Jimmy Rolder, only 1 year experience. Your 6th and 7th rounders, also maybe a little bit undersized, have some things that we can pay attention to as well. So there's no guarantee that everybody's going to produce. And the Lions' schedule on paper isn't all that difficult, but the sequencing of the games, my goodness. They set you up good in the beginning, but they hit you and hammered you in the second half of the year. So now you turn the page and you look at the other organization. You have a young superstar, and we'll talk about your sense of, is Cade Cunningham really Jared Goff, or is he emerging to be somebody even better? Who do you trust more, Cade Cunningham or Jared Goff? We'll talk about it. Who will shine first? But let's talk about the trust, because the Lions have done things at times to break trust. They got a little too cute in their draft strategy, and they went off the board and started taking some projects. They took guys that didn't work out in Hendon Hooker, Broderick Martin, and the back half of the 23 draft and the 24 draft, not as optimal as I think many people would like. And you regressed. But now you pick up the pieces, and you have some advantages with the fourth-place schedule. The Bears' schedule is brutal when you look at it, and we'll take a look at it. Let me know in the chat, comments. I want to read. Who do you think has the brighter future? Coach Walk, how you doing, brother? Cade's a superstar, super-duper star. Is he going to shine brighter? He's only, 24 years old, about to be 25 in September. Young Pistons team. Same. Lions got younger. They're pretty young, too. R. Rodgers, it was a total disgrace that Cleveland had so many fans in Detroit for Game 7. Absolutely. The one thing I don't, refresh my memory. I know there was a segment of fans that invaded Ford Field in the last couple of years, but it wasn't terrible. The Cowboy fans always tend to kind of be loud, but it hasn't been crazy. But the one time I remember the Bengals took over the Lions Stadium 20 years ago. And Lions fans decided, hey, we're going to boycott the Lions. We're going to wear orange. So that was wild to hear cheers when the Bengals faced the Lions in the early era of Ford Field, and the fans would cheer for the Bengals. If you remember that fan with the sign that went all through Ford Field, I was in the arena when that went down. Donkey Kong, Pistons and Lions are both doing a great job. Okay, but let me know. Who do you trust more? Who peaks out to get success in the playoffs more? Who gets to the finals? I could argue it could be the Pistons. If you make that move for Murphy and you deconstruct some of those, if you figure out maybe you package some players to get some better shooting, you move on from Tobias Harris, you move on from, unproductive players. and you maybe reassign some of those players that you played. A Jenkins not starting ends up being a role player. Maybe a Holland steps up, or maybe you package Holland for a better player. Markkanen. Do you go and say, you know what, if Trajan Langdon figures out how to reconstruct that roster to be just a little bit more proficient and space the floor a little bit better, maybe that unlocks Jalen Duren. But the Lions, they might be right there. They might be just one season away from being unlocked right now. Jeff Lammy in the house. Traveling in the NBA is ridiculous. Some guys take 5 stutter steps. I don't watch it much. Big Wolf is keeping it real. Big Wolf status. None of them. He's like, you are trusting, young man, and we don't want to do any of that. We don't want to do any of that. None of that trusting. Wow. No trust in Metro Detroit from Big Wolf. Steve-O, baby. Meme, so you trust a coaching staff that went 9-8? Are you out of your mind? Jay Mommy's in the house on a Monday. She's trusting the Lions. She's sticking with those Detroit Lions. Remember, like the stream. Anybody watching on YouTube, just click that like button for the doc. Super chats go right to the front of the line. Nope, next week. Next week, here's a coded message here. Pay attention on that is the day for the DOC to peek into the world. I think, in that realm. Meme Studio gets in. Remember, like the stream, and if you're a subscriber, make sure you hit that notification bell so that throughout the day, if new videos drop, shorts drop, you get that alert. Hey, you get some content. Meme Studio says, I trust the Lions mainly because Dan Campbell is a better coach than JB, because JB cannot do changes that are needed. I do think Dan Campbell is a little more respected and a little further along than Dan Campbell's been to the championship series. I think that JB Bickerstaff is 16-25 or so in the postseason and has never been out of the second round. He might be your transitional coach. Oh, Rich. Technically, Rich. I mean, I hate to break it to you, but do you not see the scroll on the bottom? Technically, I didn't sell out, but I just did what Crunch Time did, but just on a far bigger scale. So the idea is, and that's kind of how it works, because that's how, and in my situation, it was straightforward luck in that I grew a podcast. That's what Crunch Time did. They grew their YouTube channel. I grew a podcast. The similarities are vast. Now, they just took it to a YouTube network. I took it to On Sports Illustrated. My situation was I was recruited because there was a Michigan host, and what he did was he covered Michigan, and we'd have interviews on the podcast like this. And when On Sports Illustrated was building out their platform, they asked the Michigan reporter, hey, do you know anybody that could cover the Lions? That would be amazing. He's like, yeah, call Doc. Call him right away. And then they called. So technically for the last 8 years, yes, I am, affiliated as the owner of Detroit Sports Podcast, but On Sports Illustrated is a major partner. So Crunch Time just copied the smart model. I hope that doesn't ruin anything for you. But I mean, the one thing that I will say is when you have an audience and you have a big audience, it gives you leverage to say, I am independent, meaning I can do a podcast with anybody. Like right now, this podcast could be picked up by anybody further too. But I mean, I'm not going to change. I'm still going to be the gruff, crap talking fella. But sometimes some corporations want to invest in your project. They want to give you things that you don't have. You know? But I hear what you're saying. I wish the teams in this town would stop acting like small market teams. Yeah, I want to share a post from a super fan and get your guys' reaction. Live remote from Magic City. I am the Doc John Macaroon. Dun, 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 dun. He's like, he keeps living for the stage. What's going on, Doc? You moving on? No, what I'm saying is a listener from the chat, Rich, was saying don't ever sell out. But what I'm saying is technically I've already been with On Sports Illustrated for 8 years. They're a partner. And I'm free to partner with anybody for this podcast too. So if someone calls and says, hey, we'd like to work with you, then I'd say, okay, this is what it would take to work with me. No, where am I going? I'm not going anywhere. What I'm saying is that I am also open-minded to listen to anybody that wants to talk to the doc. Meaning that I have many partners, but On Sports Illustrated is the biggest one. And with the partnership with On Sports Illustrated, I get to cover the Lions. I get to type, and they're the best partner. They distribute videos. They do great work. They're amazing. Hope you guys know that, right? You guys see that, like I said, si.com. Oh, my God. I just want to see you become a mouthpiece for the teams. Come on. I couldn't do that if they paid me. Are you kidding me? How would that look? JB, I would almost start laughing doing it. JB, you had a wonderful season this year. Are you proud of the guys after a devastating 35-point loss? Come on. I'm Arabic. I'm not going to act like that. I can't even do that. I can't portray that. What does it mean that you advanced a year? How, JB, you had a wonderful year. What does it mean that you advanced one round further? Come on. I'm a bull in a china shop. I don't act like that. And if I act like that, you just come in the chat and say, hey, you became soft like Charmin. Wake up. JB, wonderful season, sir. No, come on. I'm a grown-ass man. I'm old. We don't act like that. I don't need a job from the teams. That's funny. You're like, we don't want to lose Doc. We don't want to lose Doc to the slappy side. We don't want You guys are funny. Who do you trust more? So I'm leaning toward a little bit more of the Pistons because I think it's a little bit harder because the NFL is meant to take your good players quickly. Now, the Lions have locked up a lot of them, but eventually I'm pretty certain there's going to be some guys that get some offers that take the money elsewhere. Is it a Tesla? Is it a Laporta? And the Lions have always just kind of found a way to, when it just feels like something's going right, something happens. So I'm like 55 Pistons, 45 Lions at this point. But I'm open to suggestions. I'm open to trusting the Lions more, given that the schedule's good. Steve-O takes the Pistons based on their resume. Doc, you need a kick-ass intro music like The Rock. See, I don't know the rules here about copyright. I got one copyright strike from the McAfee show. So I just want to keep it simple. No frills. What is it? Royalty-free music. We'll see. We'll evolve. Maybe when I hit 10,000 likes, the musical intro will hit. Or I'll have I'll create a video intro. It'll have maybe I'll cut down the timer, get ready faster, get this grill better, and then boom. Right, Steve's like, let's not forget, it's been 70 years since the Lions won anything. For sure. If you want to know my day today, Steve O in the chat, I went to Cherry Creek, went to the range, and it was strange. It was like the golf experience that you all understand. I was swinging great at CJ Barrymore's last week, and I'm like, all right, I want to hit some more. And my swing was all over the place. So I'm like, I don't feel right. Something's wrong. So I videoed myself, and my arms are not staying connected down. They want to swing over the top. Like my arms were like flinging out a little bit. I'm like, man. But then I do the $15 90 balls. About halfway through, I took a swing and I tried to keep my arm in, and I laced the hell out of a 5-iron, straight, high, tailed up. I was like, wow. And then I'm like, okay, my body doesn't want to keep my arm in. But so I was listening to Crunch Time and hitting some golf balls. But luckily, I found something, and I'm like, man, I just have a hard time keeping my arm connected. I want to fling my arm out, because, throwing. So that was fun. It was nice, but it was hot. I like a lot of things, from Metallica to Stevie Wonder to, let's see, I'll give you my hot list here. Stevie Wonder, Phil Collins, Mr. Big, Kanye, Owl City, Green Day, Metallica, Sade, Kevin Gates, Sam Smith, Post Malone. I'm all over the place. Riz in the house. And you figured me out pretty fast. Appreciate you, man. That's awesome. I'm new. I like your honesty. Spurs Eagles fan. I do support the hometown. They always let me down. Wait, you were a Lions guy and you jumped to the Eagles? My best friend did that. We were Lions season ticket holders. He was like, I'm out. He divorced the team and he became a Chiefs Broncos fan. And he openly trolls the Lions, and he openly makes fun of me. That's weird. We're Detroit guys, and he jumped off the Lions. He's like, I'm out. He's like, it's over. You're a sucker. It'll never happen. Gumby shot even par 35 from the white tees. Hello. Nice. Yeah, in the chat, drop your music. Drop your top 3. What's the top 3 on the playlist? We'll read some. What's your top 3 on the playlist? I like it. All right, I want to do this Derrick Moore topic first. Then I want to do Derrick Moore, and then I will do, your memorabilia. What would you wait for? Because that Somerset thing was wild. I saw the video. The lights are attracting the people in the window again. I like it. All right. So for Derrick Moore, we did a film review, Christian, myself. We've watched his film, and we've looked at a player we say, okay, we reasonably can kind of, and you in the chat had asked me, you said, Doc, tell me a little bit about Derrick Moore and what we're seeing. And we're like, okay, I don't think he's going to start for your Detroit Lions. I think that he's a physical player, has the pass rush skills to evolve into a 3-down defensive end, but in a couple years. He's got to add bulk. Last year, he played in 12 games, 440 defensive snaps, 10 and a half sacks, 30 tackles, 2 forced fumbles, and 41 QB pressures. Now, he was very impactful in some games, but in the most high-profile games, he was taken out of some games. He was highly durable. He only missed 1 game. And throughout the pre-draft process, he did, deal with a little bit of a hamstring situation. So that's why we don't have much of a RAS profile in regards to his pre-draft scouting. When you look at him as a pass rusher, I feel like he has the power, he has the technique to win a lot of reps. He has a bull rush that translates, that you can see on film. You can see it. And it's positive. It's effective. He's able to shed blockers. He's able to finish. He's got, just like a lot of good defensive ends, that when it's time to close and burst, he's there. He's ready to get there. Like when he smells chum in the water, he gets there. I like his closing burst. I like what I see. Now, in coverage, could be better, but defensive end is just tough. It's a tough situation when you're looking at players and their full skill set at that position. His run blocking is okay, adequate. And one thing that you want to put down in your notes, his tackling is great. His tackling is very solid. So, in me and Christian's notes, we got him as a guy that's going to play around 25 to 30 snaps a game. Christian says, I think rotational, clear pass rush downs. There is legitimate 3-down potential. And it was wild because some of you on Facebook were so butthurt because of the headline. The headline on Lions on SI was most concerning question mark the Lions face with rookie Derrick Moore. Okay. And so the Facebook was like, maybe hypersensitive. They were like, why are you already calling him a bust? I said, we didn't call him a bust. But when we do an evaluation, when you see a scouting report on any player, there's a strengths column and there's a weakness column. And we've already talked about Derrick Moore's strengths, how good he is and stuff like that, but there's concern. He's not right now a 3-down defensive end. What are your expectations for Derrick Moore year 1? What are your expectations for Derrick Moore? I can't wait to see the battle with him and Ahmed. Did you see Ahmed? Ahmed got the deal with Carhartt. Good deal. I like it. That's a good fit. Rugged. If you want to give us a little update, Mr. Mahdi, shout out, inshallah. The chat wants to know. You can read this question right here, if I can find it. If you want to answer it, great. If you don't want to answer it, great. But everybody wants to know. I think the answer is yes, clearly. But a lot of meetings. That's funny. Whoever typed in Michaela, that's funny. I don't know the context, but that's funny. Gavis Con. Somebody wanted to know, how's Ahmed doing? Has he been training? And I think because Mr. Mahdi, we haven't been out there yet, but we know they're working out. We know they're going to Carhartt. Trying to find it in the chat. He said, I want to know, is Ahmed talking to the defensive end coach? Yeah, of course he is. Dak, it's up to you to save the local sports landscape. How can I do that for you in the summer? How can the doc cheer you up and be part of the summer fun for you guys? How does the doc execute that? Here it is right here. Burning issues. You can read it. It's great. I know you're proud to read your son's name in the chat. Doc, any updates on Ahmed Hassanin? Is he working out with the defensive end coaches or what? Yeah. The Lions are in their organized team activities. And by and large, from what I'm hearing, he's ratcheted up the muscularity and he's ready to go. But if there's any other updates from anybody that would know, let us know. Yeah, I know it was you. I was trying to find it amidst the sea of comments. What are your expectations? How many sacks for Derrick Moore year one? What do you expect? I can't wait to see the competition because I know it's going to bring the best out of Ahmed Hassanin, Peyton Turner, DJ Wonham. This week, probably tomorrow. Very good. Today's the appetizer. I'll hit that tomorrow. Second round defensive ends and their production. I will get on the crack research team here and get on it. Second round and production rookie year. I would say most likely they're probably going to be in the neighborhood of second rounders, 3 to 6 sacks annually. But we'll see. Of course, there's going to be some outliers, but we'll find out. Doc, so stay tuned tomorrow. We'll have some updates on production. What trick plays we want to see redone this year? My personal favorite was the Bridgewater play with J-Mo on the division that led to a touchdown. I want to see, does Jahmyr Gibbs got an arm like David Montgomery? Translate that to Jahmyr Gibbs. Does he got an arm? Does Amon-Ra toss it again to Jared Goff? Does Penei Sewell relinquish his role? Does Blake Miller have some trick plays? What we get to see, which is fun, is, I think I'm allowed to say this, but on Friday, oh yeah, videos have been out. On Friday, the offensive linemen catch footballs. So we get to see that. It's always funny to see. Does Blake Miller become a battering ram? Mr. Mahdi, any update on Ahmed? Is he muscular? Anything you want to share? The floor is yours if you want to let us know. But I mean, we're going to see him next week. But I know he looks increased size in the workout photos that have been shared online. Rich Baldwin, 8 sacks would be great. I think 5 to 7 realistic. Soundgarden, Alice in Chains, Guns N' Roses. Nice mix. Nice. Super chats go right to the front of the line. Oh, I like it. They want your own. They want the Pops to give the prediction. That'd be funny. Mr. Rothty put 20 sacks. He's like, I predict realistically 20 sacks for Ahmed. That'd be funny. What are your predictions for your son? Good. I could play it for him. Be like, this is what your dad wants, so you better get after it. Inshallah, you're good, Mr. Mahdi. Your back is good, inshallah. Hopefully life is good overseas. And as always, we wish health and happiness to everybody in the chat. Smash the like button. Nice. Edith Paul, 8366 gets in. Ailstorm, Ramstein, Ginger. Michael Shembry, 4668. What's up? It's all good, man. The freak comes out at night. It looks like I'm tasked with the nighttime routine most nights. Hopefully, I'm up for the task. Hopefully, you want to listen. But we'll go a little longer most nights, maybe from 8 to 8:15. Let me see if I can effort somebody right here live if they'll hop on. I like the surprise nature of doing a show. It's all good. What's up with you? We're talking about early on. We talked about who do you trust more, the Pistons or the Detroit Lions? Who gives you the warm and fuzzies? I think the Pistons give me a little bit more warm and fuzzies, even though it's a disastrous end to the year. $7:45. I sent out my daily invite. I think you know who it is. I think a good percentage of you don't trust either. That's wild. Now, there's another factor here I want to discuss, and you film watchers can fill me in. The Lions, I feel like, are going to play a little bit more of a variation of a 5-2 in their defensive fronts. 5-man defensive rotation. 2 bookend defensive ends. Maybe you mix in a Mekhi Wingo, a Levi Onwuzurike, Ali McNeil, Tyreek Williams. Nice rotation. Figure out who to play along the interior. But I feel like they might play 3 linebacker sets a little bit less. Do you think they can draw additional pressure with a 5-man defensive front? Would you do that? Or do you say, you know what? No. Hutch, Tyreek, Aleem, Wonham. Where do you start your prime game 1 New Orleans Saints lineup? 4-man front, 5-man front. What do you think is better? More nickel, I think, gives you maybe a little early chance to have success. A little more wiggle room. Arch nemesis Motown Mitch. Just so you know, Doc, I'll be here to remind you. I told you so. What did you tell me? What is your assessment? I'm sure no one has correctly answered your question yet, so allow me. The Lions, Pistons don't even have a real sport to play. You don't trust either. This group on a Monday does not trust. Where has the trust been broken? Is it because the Pistons got their ass whooped in front of the fans in their rental at LCA? Is it because the Lions went 9-8 and disappointed everybody? Even though the Slappies were like, don't worry about the concerns about the offensive line. Don't worry about John Morton. Don't worry about anything. Don't worry about the national narrative. Don't worry. We'll stick to the plan. Don't worry. Our friend Steve Wilds has become again a YouTube member. Smash the emojis. I want to see them. Smash the 3 emojis. Get access to the member videos. Appreciate it. Edith knows. Edith Paul, 8366, 5-man front gives us a better chance to contain the run. You know what's up. Love seeing when the starred alerts come through. Super chats, new members, love that. No, you're allowed to. It's not a dirty word. It's not dirty, John. Man, I have 50 things I could say about myself. Am I dirty, John? Did you guys see that special? My wife and I loved it. It was wild. Dirty John. The bull in the china shop. The podcaster. Rebel rouser. Cultural institution. I'm going to go with all of them. In my first big show I've ever do, he is the cultural institution. He is the bull in the china shop. John, you expect 13 wins. It is interesting to see John on the screen. John, you expect 13 wins? No. If you go to my predictions, 11-6 is what I have. In the schedule game, I have 11 wins. If you are a member, you would see how I got to that point, because I think I did a YouTube video that shared the win-loss game. But it's on the site too. Xavier, good to see you, brother. Shout out, Doc. I've been opening a show, so I'm way behind. I have no idea what's going on, especially with crunch time. I guess they're just back at Woodward. Wrong. In terms of your ending, they partnered with an outlet that's going to help them, and that helps me. I get the nighttime slots, and you can't hate on them for they went home. That was their home. Oh, new member alert. I'm going to get back to you, Xavier. Green, new member, Dr. Detroit. Love it. Love it. You have access to all the member videos. I try to drop 3, 4, 5 a week. Quick nuggets. You always have content. Appreciate you, Dr. Detroit. Appreciate the support. Now you can smash the emojis. Appreciate you. Oh, come on, Steve. I'm going to be on there Wednesday morning. I don't know how yet. Two new members is amazing. Thank you, guys. On a Monday. The freak comes out at night. Nick JP87, good evening. Good evening to you. Good question. I've answered that before. And I know it got some, I think they might leave it open, but I feel like I would add a kicker for competition. I would add let's see, where could they add some more? Maybe another cornerback if needed. Maybe another defensive tackle. Maybe another offensive lineman. But I think most importantly, kicker. Get some competition. There, biggest respect. Throw his name up there. I should get him on here. Tell him to hit me up at Detroit Podcast. I got to watch his stuff. You just get busy, you write, you do all the content. His stuff, it doesn't hit my algorithm a lot. But I'll check it out. Doc, did you see the Ronda Rousey fight over the weekend? Yeah, I made a joke on X. I thought, and I don't want to be mean, but it felt like the geriatric UFC. all the fighters mid-30s. So it was fine. I love seeing Francis Ngannou. I love how they hyped it up to make him feel like he was a mega, super duper mega star in his late 30s. John Bones Jones. Listen, the UFC is where the best fight, but it's not the best system for fighters. So I got excited. I saw the hype, but I'm like, Gina Carano hasn't fought in 17 years. This isn't going to go anywhere. But, I mean, come on. If you're going to go that route, you should at least dance around a little bit. Ronda Rousey shot in right away, and it was 17 seconds. So my tweet was, 17 seconds, I need a cigarette. Come on. It was entertaining for what it was. All first-round knockouts for the most part. It was cool. Well, we have our first wave from the wave. She has distracted me. She big smile and a wave. Big smile. Man, the freaks come out at night. Big smile. She walked right up to the window, big smile, waving. See, I'm uncomfortable. I am not a show pony. She got me giggling. Oh my goodness. See, and the reason what happens is there's two big bright lights to get this lit up more. So people walk by the window and they see the lights and they see, because it's a big circle that you can look through, and actually it highlights me more. So she walked right up and was like, wave it. Mission Hugo. $4.99 super chat in the most beautiful color on earth. Was given a great bourbon yesterday, Doc, and couldn't even enjoy it last night. Great show as always. Appreciate your work and dedication. My man. What is it? What is the brand, my friend? Nice. I like it. I appreciate that, Tara Lockwood, 6609. Live is the best. Just got in, so keep it going a little longer. Of course. Of course. I got to take advantage of the crunch time slot. Probably go till 8:30 most days, but we'll see. I mean, the hour flies by. I just start talking to you guys, and we just have fun. Nice. So do I. Maker's Mark, Woodford Reserve, Woodford Double Oaked, Four Roses. I got a whole basement bar full. Grit City Lions. Yeah. What? Tell a friend. They gave the man the time at night. The freak came out at night. Of course. Bear Fight Kentucky Reserve. What are we drinking tonight? What are we dousing our Piston sorrows in? Okay. Sounds like we have a new guest opportunity. Let them know. Put the feelers out. Let them know. I'll find him. You want to see him? Do you want to see Mr. Mike Kimber on this very YouTube channel? Hit me up. But if he's a bad guest, Riley, I'm going to sue you. Personally, civilly. So you better deliver. Steve Chimenti, 6'1". I'm in the suing kind of mood for some reason. It's because I've been watching too many. I drive down the road. Mike Morse wins. I listen to all these legal podcasts. I'm in a suing kind of mood for some reason. Freak, your sports fandom went rage. No, well, yeah. Steve, let me set the table. You are day one listener. We started the podcast in 2013. Only this year did the Pistons win one single playoff series. Steve, we are at 667 episodes. This week is 668. There has been no success other than me, other than myself, watching Michigan take over the college landscape. I am not happy. Okay, Baba Bear. Soon. Halt in the name of family. There's only one drawback. I have the two best kids on earth. One of them's listening. That's awesome. The other one doesn't listen. In terms of, she wants to get on the podcast and take over. She's like, I want to get on the podcast. I said, wait till you turn 13. She's like, I am 13. I meant 14. She's like, I am 14. I'm like, whatever. Whenever you get older. Right? Yeah. Now, in regards to Vito's busy. He's a very significant member at his job. And he writes a story in the morning for us. He's like that with everybody. I shoot him a text 5 hours later, but I'll tell him. Shoot our friend Steve a message. It's been too long. The chat likes you, Olivia. They know our little secret thing. Habibi, you know, soon. It's the 8 o'clock hour, Olivia. So just to tell you, there used to be an 8 o'clock show on this time. They left to go in the morning. So now I'm going to take over 8 o'clock. So soon, Baba, I love you. Get well soon. And make sure all the responsibilities are done. And the whole chat loves when you message. Don't watch any of this, Steve Wilds. All right. Deal. All right. So, yeah, that's what I did over the weekend. I watched some of the UFC. I was into the PGA and into the Pistons. Aaron Rye was cool because I watched him at Detroit Golf Club. That was cool. What is your best thing that you got in terms of sports memorabilia? And did any of you hit Somerset over the weekend? We have hit 8 o'clock. It would appear that the invite is not going to be answered, but the text was sent. So we are opening the dialogue. We are efforting a legendary guest on a daily basis. He's going to be like, God dang it. He might answer it just so I stop texting his ass. Right? So I was floored. Like, and so I want to be like that. I've never camped out for tickets. Tell me, I'm curious. Have you guys ever camped out for tickets for Springsteen or Metallica. Have you ever done that? Have you ever like said, oh my God, I got to be at the Tigers ticket office, the Lions ticket office. I got to be there right there. I have never camped out anywhere, ever. I don't think I could do it. Nowadays, it might be easier. I mean, the rocking chairs are amazing. They got these. I mean, I was at a travel soccer tournament and the person next to me had a full setup, like a full tent setup, and 4 kids were sitting in it. I was like, man, this is. And then I went to a volleyball tournament and people are live streaming with their own stuff. I'm like, wow, there's some cool stuff. Have you ever camped out for anything like this gentleman, Dr. Detroit, camped out for bourbon? Let me guess. I get one guess. Was it for Eagle Rare? Super Premium? I would do it for a smooth Eagle Rare, 4 Roses Premium. But I'm busy. Like, I get stir crazy. Like, I golf lets me settle in, sit on the couch, put my leg up, watch a little golf, and wish. Like, I can't figure out how they make the game look so easy. I'm out there this morning at Cherry Creek hacking up the practice facility. I'm like, what is going on? My swing was perfect last week. Smooth. But then, like everybody else, you watch videos, you're trying all the, the things to keep your slot in the right spot. I'm like, man. But let me tell you something. I will say this. My 5-wood, smooth sailing 200 yards. I'm very happy. It's beautiful. Piped. Very good. Driver all over the place. Left, right, center. I have not played around yet. I'm in the range training mode. Update. They're playing, and the Tigers are losing. Right? J-Mommy Homer's autograph. Edith Paul. Michael Jordan, Carolina jersey. Nice. Make sure we get the likes up. We've hit the 8 o'clock hour. Welcome to all the friends from Crunch Time. Come on over. Tell me about it. What happened? I camped out for Lions tickets back in the day. Which game? Now, so I'm watching, and I'm like, my goodness. Security looked disorganized, and I feel like it was not only did they cancel it in Michigan, all over several locations, they canceled it. So inherently, they drove up their own demand, and they made something seem super popular, which, guys, if you are into the whole AP Swatch collaboration, it's not limited edition. If it was limited edition, I would understand it. If it was a limited edition item, I would understand it. But anybody can get it in 2 weeks. But right now, it seems like if you buy it for $300-400, you could maybe get $1,000 for it easily. So I see it. But then if I would have waited 4 or 5 hours, or like some people in New York, 11 hours, and then all of a sudden when it's time to open, 50 people from the side come in and it's all disorganized, I would be mad. So I have done one thing with my daughter, Olivia. We stood at Great Lakes Crossing. It was supposed to be for an 11 a.m. signing, but it was free, so I understood there would be chaos. But my daughter and I met Rhea Ripley and Seth Rollins. And we got there about 9:30 in the morning. We didn't see them till 3. And it's a story I'll share now. My daughter's older. I was proud of her. We just stood there and talked. By noon, 1 o'clock, she was getting a little bit antsy. I'm like, Baba, we can leave. It's no problem. I'm not disappointed. We were thinking there, but there were so many people. I think she got into the vibe of seeing all those people. So I'm like, Baba, are we leaving? She's like, no, let's do it. Proud of her. She stuck it out. And we got to meet Rhea Ripley. and of course it's quicker. But I held up the belt. It's on my Instagram if you follow me. I held up the belt, and my daughter got to meet Rhea Ripley, and to see Seth Rollins there, it was cool. It was obviously when Detroit had SummerSlam at Ford Field, which I did attend with my daughter and my best friends. So that was the one wait I did. Hell yeah, she was. Tara, we got a little work to do. Did you wait for DJ Chark? Fair, but we got to upgrade a little bit. Doc, I was pulling for Xander. Unfortunately, his game hasn't molded in 2024 form yet. Getting there. Yep. Him and Jason Day are your guys, huh? Make sure you hit at Detroit Podcast when myself and others will cover the Rocket Classic, one of my favorite weeks of the year. Nice. Now that's something. Got a bottle of the Colt 45 signed by the Billy D. Williams. Oh, that's awesome. Wow. A couple of my buddies used to write for AEW, so I get to hang out when they're in Chicago. Listen, I'm not above. They're coming to Masonic Temple. If you can connect them or Tony Khan with myself, I've been trying. Did I tell you the story? I met Tony Khan for all of 4 nanoseconds. Tony Khan at the NFL Combine. I'm sitting at the Starbucks. He walks by. He's late for a meeting. I walk up to him and go, Mr. Khan. He goes, I'm late for a meeting. I'll come back. And he kept walking. He scoot fast. But if there's any connection with the Masonic Temple, I would love. I've been there before for a couple AEW shows. Hit me up. Wow. Rich Baldwin. I worked security when Muhammad Ali was signing books at Summit Place Mall. Xavier, my dad had an autographed Bobby Lane card that I found in his junk box. Hell yeah. I want premium. Hell yeah. Hello from the Magic Tavern. Nice. Make sure we smash the like buttons for the doc. Is there anything? Would you camp out for this watch? I feel like this day and age, there's a lot more interest in collectible items and things like bourbon, sports cards. I feel like the collectible sports card market has exploded. So it's been pretty wild to think about. Would you wait any length of time? And like I said, I found myself seeing all that stuff and getting disappointed for those people that wanted it, man. It was all over social media. People were frustrated. It's just disappointing when people are spending 10, 11 days for an item and doesn't land. We are canceling the event due to security concerns. Yeah, okay. On the side of good news, like I told you earlier, the Lions are betting favorites to win 14 of their 17 games. If you want to get your early excitement in, the Lions are up there. But as of now, the Detroit Lions are the betting favorite to win the NFC North. It's good news. Here are the odds, subject to change. You can get plus 185 to win the division. Lions, followed by the Packers plus 210, the Bears plus 310, and the Vikings plus 500. So Vegas right now, the books believe the Packers are the Lions' biggest contender and threat compared to the rest of the division. Do you agree? Who's the biggest threat? I can see why, because the Bears have a ruthless schedule to start the year. How confident are you the Lions will again be the kings of the jungle? Nick JP87, the books last year had Green Bay as the favorite. Keys to wisdom. Feels the need to share Jared Goff. Phil, Lions, heck no. You're not betting the 185? Bet 100, you get 285 back. Uh-oh. Can't go a Lions podcast without this. Rich Baldwin. Uh-oh, can of worms. Jared Goff is an average NFL quarterback. Oh, my, oh, my. Start the week off strong. Biggins writes in regards to the previous, do you trust the Pistons or do you trust the Lions? He's like, what happened? Are we over the Iser plan? Apropos, he has Matt Perry sitting at the window, raining. Dude, I made a joke on X at Detroit Podcast. I said Manon Riom is already better at her position leading the PWHL team in Detroit than Steve Yzerman. Miss Manon is in the building. Hello. Do you want me to interview Miss Manon Riom? I was a fan of the goaltender, I believe. I'll make sure I get her name right. Yeah, Manon Riom. Canadian ice hockey player. Manon Riom. I'm like, she's already better than Steve Yzerman. All right, you guys want to go down that road? Where are you at with Jared Goff? Biggin says Jared Goff leads the league in all passing stats over the last 4 years, which makes him average. The math ain't mathin'. Appreciate you, Steve, pumping up the article about the ticket prices. Yeah, in about 5 minutes, I'll go through the daily look at Lions on SI for articles and share. Thank you, Steve. Appreciate that. Yeah, it's a good article. Gives you kind of a glimpse of the Lions ticket prices. T says, maybe the Bears win it again. I bet the records end up the same for the North as last year. 4 teams with 9 wins or more. Wild. Does any team scare you? Bears always scare me. I feel like when you look at the Bears, you have the natural assumption that year 2 in the system with Ben Johnson could produce a lot of results. But I still believe Jared Goff is better than Jordan Love and Caleb Williams. You can be honest if you rank it differently. How do you rank the NFC North quarterbacks? That'll be something I'll break down maybe more tomorrow. The keys to wisdom in the house. All Goff does is take trash programs and make them contenders. Cal, Rams, Lions, all in short order from terrible to good. Let's take a look here at the Bears draft. You tell me, courtesy of NFL.com, what do you make of the Bears draft when you see it? In the first round, they went with Dylan Tiananmen. They got the center, Logan Jones, Sam Roush, the tight end, Xavier Thomas. So they went a stretch there of 3 picks with offensive players. They got Malik Muhammad out of Texas, Keyshawn Elliott, and Jordan Vanderberg. No 7th round pick. What do you think of their draft? I like Tiananmen. I like the top of their draft. What do you think of them getting Xavier Thomas? A lot of assessments have been made that, you know what, the Lions were 2-0 against the Bears last year. That means you can't put them as 2-0 again this year. You concerned about the Bears? Vegas has the Packers being better than the Bears this year. J-Mommy, Bears aren't going to match the same record of last year, too. Too many last-minute wins, and Caleb has a terrible completion percentage. Yeah, but I would expect that to get tightened up. You know, the first year when you're with a new coordinator, new coach, it's a lot of change in vernacular, verbiage, and then now you get a chance to be in the system more. It's a lot smoother. Practice is more efficient. We shall see. Tiananmen's great. I like Muhammad, but not crazy about this draft. Nick JP87. He gives it a B-. T, you win with Jared Goff, not because of Jared Goff. I love how a random Jared Goff story breaks out. I'm fascinated when you get a chance to look at the division. It's one of the best, I think, in the NFL. Let's take a quick look at the Vikings. The Vikings are projected to finish last. They went with 9 draft picks. Holy cow. Caleb Banks, Jake Galday, Dominique Orange out of Iowa State, Caleb Turnin, Jacoby Thomas, the safety, fullback Max Bredesen, cornerback Charles Demings, Damon Claiborne, Gavin Gerhardt. 9 players. A lot of these drafts pretty good at the top. I like Galday for the Lions. Caleb Banks. Interesting. Let's ask the question. Who do you think starts for the Vikings week 1? Kyler Murray or 9? Who is their starter? For sure, for real. I agree. When the Lions face the when the Lions face the Vikings, we believe it to be Kyler Murray's team. It gives me a little more solace. I feel like the Lions will be able to contain him. I feel good. Now, to finish off, you got to take a look at the Green Bay Packers. They went shorter, 6-man draft class. We are going around the NFC North in one of the toughest divisions in all of football. They were one of the teams without a first rounder. And do you recall why? I'll give you 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Do you recall why they don't have a first rounder this year? Because of Micah Parsons. Went to Dallas. If you got it right, you pass go, collect $200. Brandon Cease, Chris McClellan, Danny Dennis Sutton, Jager Burton, the center, Domani Jackson, and Trey Smack, the kicker. Oh, come on. That would have been perfect. The Lions got Smack. That's a great name. Trey Smack. What do you think of the Packers draft? Danny Dennis Sutton was somebody I researched. What do you think? Yeah, no, I agree. Packers, Bears, Vikings. It goes Lions, Kings of the North, Packers, Bears, Vikings. That's how the division is going to shake out. All right, we got about 7 minutes left. Are you liking it so far? We are adding new listeners. That's good. But most of them are coming from X because I put that alert out. Something's going out with my YouTube. There's only 40 people here from YouTube. Did you guys abandon me? The YouTube community? Should I? They should invite me. Would you like me on their platform? Edith Paul, 8366. You know me, I like to be flirted with. I like to be recruited. Tell them to recruit me. It's funny, too. It's different. You know what it is? It's kind of a gender thing, too. I think the men that walk by, just a quick side note, the men that walk by stare at the light and turn their head right away. They don't look at me. They're like, just some weirdo doing a show. The ladies always look and smile and look longer. They gaze the whole way. Maybe it's this Mediterranean skin. They look in the mirror. The men just gonna go like, and they just keep going. Because every time I look, the guy looks and then keeps moving. That's funny. Edith Paul. I hope we get Kyler Murray, the bull rider, because he holds on to the ball for an average of 8 seconds, and you can't win that way. Oh. Oh. Let's see if somebody wrote it. Send it to me. Tag me in it. Always tag me in it. Let's see. Let's see, because now I got it right. Oh, there it is. But it doesn't say for who. It doesn't say for who. But that's interesting. What do you guys think? We can talk about it. Let's see. Anybody right? Thank you, man. Meme, that's awesome. Thank you. That's awesome. That's what we need. That's what I really respect. And meme, the blessing of doing this so long, I get messages like that all day. That's awesome. Thank you. Any news? If this is part of the community, let me know. Exactly. 14. I think that's the news. Was that the Lions were interested with Baltimore, probably for Miller. Look, I think it's for Miller. Let's react to it. Let's reset. I know I got the sniffles here, but I think I did better than Friday. I apologize. You guys said, hey, I know you were sick. I could tell Friday. Yeah, I was wore out. I looked at that. I rewatched it. I'm like, oof, I sounded rough. But let's play it. We can play it live right now. Let me hit the banner. And that's good. We can do this. Thanks, Meme. Appreciate you. Anybody that programs the show, appreciate you greatly. Lions pulled trade with Baltimore. What do you guys think? And there was another one too. The Lions wanted to move up with the Giants, and thankfully they didn't. So let's play it. This is courtesy of Ari Meroff and from the Ravens. Ari does great work. His interview style is a little unique for my taste, but he does good work. Let's play it live. And thank you guys. Yeah, if we're talking and news breaks, always tag me. Let us know. Lions pulled, trade offer to Ravens revealed. All right, here we go. This is via the Ravens. It is a 1 minute, 10-second video. All right, let's bring it up here. Courtesy of Ari Meroff from the Ravens. Boom. Let's play this. Volume's up.
Who's also a great player at Ohio State. Marion Bonboy takes us down to the Washington Commander, the Saints, and now Browns. And then the Giants again will select next. You're watching the 91st NFL Draft.
Dallas trades, and Dallas took downs.
On the offensive line, it's a new era for the New York Giants, and they are building it.
14, 17. Next year's start. Oh yeah, Proctor just went. All right, Proctor, Caden Proctor. All right, we are on deck. The Rams took Ty Simpson. We are on the clock.
They did.
Yes. Would you do your original offer? 14 for 17, 1 for 18, and next year's 3. We're getting close because we're in 3 minutes.
Yeah, I gotta probably about 2 minutes. So a minute and a half.
You're out. All right. Thanks, bud.
Thank you.
They're out. I think they had a feeling. And now let's get the facts straight of who was there. Because I don't think it was for Caden Proctor. But let's do this. We got time. Let me just take 2 minutes here, get myself together. Stuffy nose is killing me. I feel great. But clearly, I'm working with a hindrance. 2 minutes, stay with us. Think about what you just watched. Rewind it if you want to watch it again. It's on X. Huh. Let's see if I even have the 2 minute clock on this system. That doesn't matter. I'll just come back. Let me run it here. Let's see. What's your reaction to that? Life could be. I'm riding with the Pistons over Lions all day. Let me see if I can get this. What's your reaction to that? I'm very curious. That's interesting. That's an interesting video. We're going to have that at Lions on SI with context too. Christian's on it now. He's great. He's an instant news guy. So let me see if I can find a 2 to 3 minute clock. Just a little intermission, as we say. But that's interesting because I also maybe before I get out of here, I want to get your reaction to the massive blockbuster trade that Brad Holmes tried in the second round, I think, too. Do you think it was for Derrick Moore or was it for another edge rusher? And like I said, I think now it's more in the context, but we'll see how it shakes out. Interesting. I love the draft videos. Hopefully the Lions will have theirs come out too. Because they didn't do the schedule release all that well. Ooh, I like a lot of these timers. They're nice, but they're only like minute, 2 minutes, 3 minute timer. And pretty soon, hopefully, I can have commercial. I know you guys love the commercial breaks. You guys love the commercial breaks. Ooh, the festive one. Oh, there's a lot of interesting timers. Let me get your reactions here. NFL had what, Phil? You got to resend that. I can't understand that. Yes, could have been Miller too. Brad mentioned how the Rams pick put him at ease. Correct. I do think it was for Miller, but we shall see. That's funny. Look at that. The timers, the interesting timers are 5 minutes, different colors, 3 minute, no 3 minute timers other than a festive one. Hell, why not? Fireworks, baby. Let's see. What do you guys think of the video you just watched? What's your reaction? Think about it. I'm going to clean up here for like 2 minutes, 2 or 3 minutes, and then I will return. Let me see if I downloaded it correctly. Enjoy the festive download if I did it right. The festive download. Hell yeah. Enjoy it. I'll be back. So it does line up with what Brad had said in regards to when the Rams took Simpson, he felt comfortable that Miller would be there. But now let's make sure we get the draft order proper. Draft order 2026 NFL draft. Caden Proctor was at 12. So I think it was for Miller, straight up. Thanks for your patience. Let me clean up a little bit, drink some water. Mishanuga, thank the Rams. Smash the like button. I like that, the 3-minute celebratory. It was probably for nobody, just so Brad could have it on tape. Brad wants airtime. No, I think it was for Blake Miller, clearly. That's what the Lions do. They fall in love, and they want to make a move. I'm glad it went down. I'm glad it did not go the right way. I am very glad it did not go the right way. Lions were like, you know what? We can get him at 17. You know what? I don't know what happened, but a little ding. I don't know. Did you hear that? There was a little bell. Sorry, I'm a little freaked out. A little bell just went off, and I heard it. I don't know what happened. I don't know if it's the alert that the Guardians are up 4-1. I don't know if it's Christian texting me, but a little. Did you guys hear that? A little bell? Ding, ding. Or am I going crazy with the new extra hour? I heard a little bell. Alrighty. Okay, let me get the parameters of the deal that got discontinued, pulled back. The Lions offered number 17 and 118, along with a 2027 third. Bradley, Matthias. Mr. Brad Holmes is aggressive. No, I'm glad. Ray Drew Kurian, what's good, my friend? Ray Drew, Kate, good thing Brad Holmes pulled the offer. He can possibly use the 2027 third rounder for the trade deadline. Correct, friend, correct. Right, Nick P knows it. Stop offering our thirds. Brad's like, you get a third. You get a third. You get a third. For all the Danhausen fans. Brad's got the evil and the calm on his shoulder. Trade, don't trade. Trade, don't trade. Move up, take our guy. I love this guy. I don't want to lose him. I know. Mishanuga, best thing about your show, Doc, is you don't have ads or reads. Listen, it's part of the deal. The guy's got to eat, my friend. The company's got to thrive. You see, they got a studio, they got lights, they got staff, they got 50 people to feed. You got to have commercials. You got to sell stuff. I'm sorry. One day, eventually, it's going to happen. But my next goal is to get like a little logo slapped on this fine video. But I hear you. Enjoy it, Nuga, while it's still in the infancy stages. But look, I'm like everybody else. You know, you want to monetize it to the fullest. But yeah, I get it. It would probably be like you just saw, 45 minutes, talk, and then natural break. But yeah, I'm not going to do it after 13 minutes. Right? Very nice, very evil. Pretty soon you'll know Doc sold out. Welcome everybody to the show. It's sponsored by. No, trust me, I know TKO. I know how all these things go. I know ESPN. Welcome everybody to the show, sponsored by. Welcome to the chat, sponsored by. Hello. Doc's Doc's NFL phone, sponsored by. I'll be like, hey guys, I'm on the bat phone, sponsored by. Fine, I'll just sue someone for some money. I'm going to sue for money. Then no ads. I'm going to sue you, Nuga. You're trying to derail my capitalism. Now I'm going to be like, man, if I sign this network deal, I can't execute it. Be like, the fans are going to hate me. What's good, Johnny Marshall? We're just talking about, we just played the video if you want to rewind it 2 minutes. Eric DaCosta, his assistant at the Ravens, took a call from Brad Holmes, and we now know the offer. It was number 17, number 118, and a third rounder next year. Brad Holmes trying to move up to 14. Brad trying to do his thing. Brad trying to do his thing. What's up with you? Doc needs a Danhausen cloning machine. Mini Docs everywhere punching Booner in the balls. Breaking Booner's balls. I think we all, as part of this community, can say, good thing Brad pulled out. You heard? Yeah, facts. You're right on, Nick. Havenstein did retire for the Rams, so that probably worried Brad. Facts. And I'm sure he called Les Snead. I'm sure at some point he's like, all right, Les, tell me what up. And Les is like, yeah, we're going with Ty. Or, they got a feeling like, okay, maybe a secret mole from the Rams told, a little birdie told the Lions, okay, we're going to Simpson. Ding, ding, ding. And then once they went with Simpson, they were like, we don't even want to do the deal anymore. Or they just waited and saw that Simpson was off the board. No, it makes sense. Brad felt a little uneasy, a little agita in his tummy. He's like, I don't want to miss. And listen, I said this before, and I want to reset it because it makes sense speculation-wise, but also realistically. So again, I'm speculating. So don't sue me. Meaning, I believe in 23, in the second half, and in 24, I believe at some point there were a couple players he wanted on the Lions that didn't happen, that he could have traded for. And I feel like he's like, man. And so once 25 hit, he's like, I'm not doing that. Boom, I want a guy, I'm going to get him. Because he's been successful. I feel like one or two got away. My spidey sense says one or two got away in 23 or 24. And he's like, I'm not letting that happen. So he went, it was super aggressive for Tesla, and he wanted to be super aggressive for Miller and Derrick Moore. Uber aggressive. I mean, did you see that crazy deal? Was it like, I forget. Let me Google it here. Thankfully, the Giants turned you down. The Lions were willing to give up 118, number 50, 128, and 157 to get to 37. 118, or excuse me, let's say it properly. Give up the 50th pick, 118, 128, and 157 to get to 37. For Derrick Moore, I don't know. Do you guys think now is still for Derrick Moore to wrap up the show? 4 draft picks to move up from 50 to 37. Thankfully, they gave up less to get to 44. In my opinion, Brad was like, I'm ready. Bing! I'm ready. I'm ready to unload 4 picks. For Derrick Moore, I still think they wanted Arnold over Mitchell. I love the Miller pick. I like him better than every other offensive tackle in the draft. I'm just texting Christian real fast. We are going to include the video in our story coming out. The Lions pulled the offer from the Ravens. Lions pulled their trade offer to the Ravens. They were willing to be aggressive. Willing to be aggressive. Yes, I expect to see him on the field. I will take videos next week on Look at Detroit Podcast. Hopefully the videos pop off. Hopefully I remember to take the camera. We'll see though. I'm hoping to see a lot of players involved. We shall see. That's a lot of Nick P's right on it. A lot of the common talk. Could have been for Rodriguez. Could have been for somebody else. Seeing the video, you can rewind it. I think that's crazy, says Edith Paul. Miller's not that good, and the trade should have been for Bain. Ooh. All right, everybody. Thank you. Hopefully you like it. And listen, and let's be honest, every show is not going to go 2 hours. We just had a bit of news courtesy of Meme Studio. Appreciate that. Any of you at Detroit Podcast, feel free. If anything comes up, you think I should write it or will be beneficial during the show that you're hearing, let me know. I appreciate that, Meme Studio. But, most days maybe we'll go 7 to 8:15, 8:30, give you a little bit more. I know that Crunch Time Sports was a staple, but, you can see live. I have a family. The family loves me. I love my family. But start the week, I can go 2 hours. Plus, I don't think you guys want to hear me for 2 hours. We'll see, though. My man, Mishanuga, with the final super chat. I might need you to help me understand that, but okay. Let me read it because my brain is fried at 9 o'clock. $4.99 super chat in the best way possible. You did it. The state of Detroit sports after last night. I was on a take a break, but you righted the ship, Doc. Bless you. And as always, go green. Now, are you saying in coded language, you liked the fact I talked Pistons last night on a stream, yelling and ranting after the Pistons got their ass beat? Because it made me feel better. And I got to talk to you guys. I think I also kind of want to prove to myself that I think because I've been talking Lions for 8 years and 13 years almost nonstop daily, I want to let people know I can talk sports outside of football. So fill me in because I'm curious. What you did it, the State of Detroit Sports. Also too, maybe I remember in the stream I was saying, hey, Detroit sports is all crap and it's frustrating. So appreciate you in the super chats, guys. The 4 super chats means a lot. Yes. Of course, Tara. No, it's all good. You know, I know crunch time was important to a lot of people. And, you know, and like I said, I think you guys have caught on. I genuinely love doing this. This isn't work. I could go another 2 hours. But yeah, I have a family. I want to get home, get some food, call the day, another work day down the drain. Great day talking to you guys. Thank you, Tara. Appreciate it. Absolutely. You pick me up. So watch. If you guys need to pick me up, I yelled for an hour and a half after the Pistons game. Nice thumbnail that I created. I found proprietary information from Riley O'Brien, and I stole it from him. And I found ways to make a thumbnail because Riley's easy to steal from. I love stealing from Riley O'Brien, if you didn't know. I love stealing from Riley. And I figured out, okay, I could make better thumbnails, but I wanted to talk Detroit sports and have some fun, talk some junk. Yeah. She'll love that. I'll tell her right at the end. Right? I told her a half hour ago. Jesus. But she's good. She'll be good. Riley, thank you for letting me steal your gimmick. Appreciate it. It ain't stealing when Riley just gives it to me. All right, everybody. Thank you. We're having fun. Thanks, everybody, for the time. Meant a lot. What did we talk about? We talked about a lot of things today. Check it out. 2 hours on a Monday. That's my time, folks. Thank you very much. I'm the Doc, John Macaroon. I represent On Sports Illustrated, who makes all this possible. And thank you to all the listeners. Smash the like button. That's all I ask. Smash the like button. Tell one other person, hey, there's an honest guy that loves broadcasting, and he loves the chat community. I started the Detroit Sports Podcast back in 2013. We've had great success thanks to you all, and we enjoy the opportunity to break down Detroit sports, have general conversations, and now that you can see that I can talk about general stuff too and mix in Detroit sports, hopefully we can expand the way in which the Lone Wolves Podcast does its business. I am the Doc, the Lone Wolf, the Bull in the China Shop, the Cultural Institution, the Habibi. All the names. Peace. See you tomorrow.